If you've ever ordered food late at night, you probably never think about the person delivering it. But for some drivers, those deliveries turn into something much darker. Tonight, I'm sharing 3 disturbing true stories from people working late-night deliveries. Stories about strange houses, creepy customers, and moments where something felt very wrong. And if you enjoy scary stories like these, make sure to subscribe, because the last story in this video might make you think twice before opening your door at night. Story 1. This happened to me when I was working food delivery during college. It was around 1:40 a.m. when I got an order from a house about 20 minutes outside town. Normally, I avoided those deliveries because they were in quiet rural neighborhoods, but the tip looked good, so I accepted it. The drive there was uncomfortable. No streetlights, no other cars, just long empty roads and trees on both sides. When I finally reached the address, something felt off immediately. The house looked almost abandoned. The lawn was overgrown, and the windows were completely dark, except for one small porch light. I grabbed the food and walked to the door. Before I could knock, the door slowly opened. A man was standing inside the doorway, but the strange part was he didn't say anything. He just stood there, staring. I told him the total. He slowly handed me the money, still silent. Then I said the normal thing drivers say, "Have a good night." He didn't respond. Instead, he leaned forward slightly and whispered, "You're not supposed to be here tonight." I thought maybe he was joking, but the way he said it made my stomach drop. I laughed awkwardly and walked back toward my car. Then something strange happened. As I reached my car, I looked back at the house. Every single window was now lit up. Lights in the living room, lights upstairs, lights in the kitchen. And in almost every window, there was someone standing there, watching me. I got in my car and left as fast as I could. But the creepiest part happened later. The next day, when I checked my delivery history, that address wasn't listed anymore. It was completely gone. Before we move to the second story, comment below if you've had a creepy delivery experience, because what happened in the next story is even worse.
This happened while I was delivering food during the pandemic. It was about 2:15 a.m. when I got an order for an apartment complex. The instruction said, "Leave the food at the door," which was pretty normal. When I arrived, the parking lot was almost completely empty. Only one other car was there. As I walked toward the building, I noticed someone sitting inside that car. They weren't moving, just sitting there, watching. I tried to ignore it and walked up to the apartment door. I placed the food down and took the confirmation photo. Then I heard a car door open behind me. Footsteps, slow, getting closer. I turned around expecting it to be the customer, but instead, it was the guy from the car. He stopped about 10 feet away from me and asked something strange. "Did you bring food for apartment 203? I said yes. He slowly smiled. Then he said, "Good, now leave." Something about the way he said it made me uncomfortable, so I walked back toward my car quickly. But as I drove away, I checked my mirror. The man wasn't going toward the apartment. He was just standing there, watching me leave. The next morning, I opened the news and saw something that made my stomach drop. Someone had broken into an apartment in that exact complex that night, apartment 203. If you're still watching, the last story might be the creepiest one, because this driver realized too late that the person who ordered the food wasn't the one waiting at the door.
This happened to me about a year ago. I was doing a late delivery around 3 a.m. The house was in a quiet suburban neighborhood. The instructions were simple: ring the bell. When I got there, the house looked completely normal. Lights were on inside, TV was playing, everything seemed fine. I rang the bell. A woman opened the door. She looked confused. I said, "Food delivery?" She frowned. then said something that immediately scared me. I didn't order anything. I showed her the order on my phone. It had her exact address. She looked genuinely confused. Then she said something quietly. "We've been asleep for hours." Suddenly, both of us heard something. A noise from the side of the house, like footsteps. The woman slowly stepped outside onto the porch and called out, "Hello?" No response. Then we both heard it again. Footsteps running through the side yard. Someone had been standing there, listening, watching. The woman quickly shut the door and locked it. I got back in my car and drove away. But before leaving the street, I looked in my mirror. A person walked out from between the houses, slowly crossing the road, watching my car drive away. I reported the order to the app, and they told me something strange. That account had been created only 5 minutes before the order was placed, and it was deleted immediately after. To this day, I still have no idea who actually ordered that food, or why they wanted me to come there.
Late-night deliveries seem normal, but sometimes you never really know who is watching or who ordered the food. If you enjoyed these stories, subscribe for more disturbing true stories every week. And remember, some deliveries should never be accepted.